let's talk about petrichor. So petrichor is the word for the smell of rain. After a rainstorm or during a rainstorm, there's that very distinctive smell that everybody knows, but quite a few people don't know the name for, but that name is petrichor. It's also somewhat similar to the smell that comes during like the beginning of spring when everything's kind of waking up and getting active again. Now, there are a couple chemicals responsible for the petrichor smell, one of them being ozone, particularly if the rain was accompanied by thunder and lightning, because ozone is produced by lightning strikes. Another component to the smell of petrichor is plants. When it rains, especially after it's been dry for a long period, the plants sense the rain and are kind of triggered to release certain chemicals, mainly different types of oils and fragrances, so that also combines to that very fresh rain smell, especially with a light rain after a long period of time. But the main component of both petrichor and that early spring smell is this chemical up here, geosmin. Geosmin is a type of alcohol compound that is produced by a couple different things in the soil, such as blue-green algae and actinomyces bacteria, among a couple other things. Geosmin is produced as a secondary metabolite, meaning it's kind of made through metabolism but isn't one of the main products. It's just something that is also made largely. And it's released when the bacteria and the algae and stuff become active again. They activate in a couple different circumstances, one being after a somewhat light rain, which is why it's released and contributes to the fresh rain smell of petrichor, and is also released in early spring after the bacteria and algae and all of that become active again in the spring after being kind of dormant over the winter, which again is why it's produced right at the beginning of spring and why it smells so like fresh and earthy and all of that. There is also this interesting fact that is floating around the internet quite often that humans smell rain better than sharks smell blood, which is pretty accurate actually, and that is due to the geosmin chemical. Human noses are able to pick up this geosmin chemical very, very strongly when it's released. Sharks can detect blood in water at 1 part per billion, so 1 unit of blood in a billion units of water. But human noses can detect geosmin anywhere from 0.4 to 5 parts per trillion. Trillion, not billion, which is ridiculous. So yes, it is in fact true that humans can smell rain better than sharks can smell blood, and that is entirely due to this chemical produced by the bacteria and algae in the soil. So that is what makes up petrichor, the smell of rain, mostly an alcohol compound produced by actinomyces, soil bacteria, and algae, as well as a small bit of ozone and some plant oils.